Whose report you've just seen, and Angela Yeung. A very good evening to you both, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Let me start with you, Angela. What motivated you to undertake what clearly is a very difficult journey?
It was, this is my second time climbing. The first time when I was climbing was last year for Nelson Mandela Day for centenary years. And it actually took me 30 years to look for my mother. 2 years ago was the first time I met my biological mother. So this is something that to me, caring for girls is very close to my heart. So wasn't being cared for as a girl. That to me, giving back as living in South Africa for the last 30 years, something that really, as a woman.
Were you born in South Africa?
No, I wasn't born in South Africa. I was born in Hong Kong.
So how did you come here? Was it with your adoptive parents?
With my dad and my stepmother. So we lived in Bojabello in Bloemfontein. My parents used to work in a factory in Bojabello. So my sanitary towels are giving back in Bojabello.
And Ndundu, what inspired you to climb this, as you said, was an emotionally taxing journey as well?
For me, Tepiso, as Prof. Tulima Donsala has said in the clip, that there are many mountains to climb on the outside, but it actually starts with conquering the mountain within you. So for me, this journey was just about that. So there's a sense that, you know, when a woman stands for herself, she not only does that for herself, she stands for all the other women as well, you know. So women are faced with different challenges in their daily lives, you know, here on the continent and across the world, you know, whether it's sexism or gender bias or issues of rape and all the other issues that they have to deal with. So we climb these mountains to highlight some of these issues, and unfortunately in my country is an issue of sanitary towels. So we climbing this mountain so we can highlight the plight of young women who have no access to sanitary towels. So what we're trying to achieve is to motivate, to inspire them, and, you know, to keep them in school by giving them access to the sanitary towels.
So let me then just ask you this, Angela. You say it was your second time, so obviously you had some sort of expectations of what you're going to encounter. Physically, is it easy to plan for when you're training? It's
not. It's actually harder. You have more respect and more patience with the mountain, because you probably think this is easier, but you need to you train harder because you know what you're going to be expecting. And we do a lot of risk of stays, and we do climbing for Drakensberg, Segerbos with a group of people. So emotionally, what gets to you? Is it the difficulty, or is it the reminder of why you're doing it? What becomes more difficult to confront? It's a reminder of how far you can go and how difficulty is going to come. And also you need to know your why. What is the reason you're climbing for? When I went to Bojabello and give out the sanitary towel, the parents come up to me and say, Angela, you have no idea what you're giving us, because to support the girls to go to school, giving them school clothes, and supporting to go to giving them like the uniforms for them, and giving them sanitary towel is a luxury. It's not a necessity. So,
Ndundu, you told a lot of your story there just in terms of the physical aspects of it, the psychological, and also the health challenges. Having come back, how do you feel, and how do you view your overcoming your own personal mountains?
It makes me feel like I can achieve anything I set my mind to do. It makes me feel like I have set a good example to many other people out there who go through challenges, to say nothing is impossible. And what I would like to see happen is, you know, to see our country do like what Kenya has done. 2 years ago, they've signed a law that gives access to for free sanitary towels to young girls who've reached puberty. So minimizing absenteeism in schools, and giving them a fair chance, and keeping them at par with their male counterparts. Lesotho has done the same, so why can't we do the same? Why are we still being left behind?
Angela, just finally, what other projects would you look to give the African girl child dignity?
Of humanity, and also education is very important. Not just the sanitary towels, actually beyond the sanitary towel, and also I think what we gain is the sisterhood through the climb that we have.
Well, congratulations to you both, and wishing you all the best. Climbers of the Trek for Mandela, SABC colleague Ndundu, Sithole and Angela Yeung. Well, that's it from us from African perspective tonight. This episode. Next week, we'll sit down with South Africa's public protector, Usisiwe Mkhwebane, who is the chair of the African Ombudsman and Mediators Association. From all of us here, thanks for joining us. Good